Folks, Stacey Abrams wants a do-over. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. I am wearing, it doesn't show up very well, Champions. I'm sorry, but I wanted to. Friday night, I'm going to be down at Pickens to watch the Pickens Dragons host Troup County. Troup County's coming up. T-R-O-U-P County is coming up. They're 10-1. Pickens is 11-0. Second round of the state playoffs, baby. GHSA second round. I want the Dragons to go all the way to the Mercedes-Benz Dome, so I don't just get a daggone shirt. I want to go to the Mercedes-Benz Dome. I think they'll do it, but this is 2018 6A, 4A champions, 10-0 shirt. Thank you, Coach Chris Parker, for my shirt. Okay, now, that being said, Stacey Abrams wants a do-over. A do-over. I want a do-over. I want a do-over. She wants a redo. A redo. Doesn't she look a little like Michael Strahan's little sister? Anyhow, Representative Dan Gasaway, State Representative Dan Gasaway. Do you recognize this guy here? Do you recognize him? That is Representative Dan Gasaway. Now, he's a Republican, but what does he have to do with Stacey Abrams and her do-over? Let's roll the tape, Josh. Warning. Michael Strahan's little sister is about to present to you.
Hello, Team Abrams, Team Georgia, Team Democracy. This is Stacey Abrams, and I wanted to talk to you today about why we are fighting so hard. On December 4th, there will be runoffs across the state, but there's actually one election that's not a runoff. It's a do-over. Back in May, Dan Gasaway ran for office in his state legislative seat, and at the end of that election in May, he discovered that there was discrepancy in the votes. Now, in that election, Republicans didn't clamor for him to step down. They didn't demand that he concede. They supported their colleague who did his own investigation, who pulled out plat maps and looked at real estate and figured out that thousands of voters had been misallocated and that their votes weren't going to count. And because of that, he's getting a do-over granted by a state court judge on December 4th. This isn't a runoff. This is simply him getting a chance to do what the judge said, which is that people should have confidence that their votes matter, that when their votes are cast, they should count. And that's what we're doing here in this election. That's why we continue to fight. We continue to fight because it's not whether I win or lose. I'd love to win, I want to win, but that's not the point. The point is that the system has to work. The point is we have to have confidence in that system, that our democracy is bounded together by our common belief that what we do matters, that our votes matter, and that every vote counts, no matter where you start, no matter how you think, no matter what you believe. You see, the reality is 30,000 extra votes are out there. They may be for me, they may be for my opponent, but it doesn't matter. What matters is that we know where every vote is, and that no one's vote gets discarded because someone decided it's time up. Because that's not how this works. Dan Gasaway lost his election on May 22nd, and it took until September for a court to say he gets a do-over. I want Georgia's democracy to work for all of us, and I want that to mean something. And that means we're going to keep fighting, we're going to keep investigating, and we're going to keep reporting the truth. But I want to say thank you to you, because this is hard. It's hard not to just reach for closure and say, oh well. It's hard not to just give up. But it's your spirit, your emails, your text messages, your Facebook posts, your Instagram posts. It's those tweets that you're sending out that say keep fighting. Because you know what I know. This isn't about me. It's about us. On the Sunday, I'm thinking about a sermon that Dr. King gave about the Good Samaritan. And he talks about the fact that when we think about the Good Samaritan, we often reflect on him stopping to help that one person on the side of the road. But what Dr. King reminds us is that somebody should have fixed the road. Somebody should have made sure muggers weren't doing wrong and hurting people. That it's good that the Samaritan stopped, but what would have been better is fixing the system. And that's what I'm here to do. To make sure that our system works for everyone, Democrat, Republican, Independent. Because democracy demands that we do our best every day for everyone. So thank you for standing with me as we continue to fight.
There is a direct report from Michael Strahan's little sister. It's about us. It's about us. You know all that BS they told you when you were a kid? It's not whether you win or lose, it's how you play the game. What? We lost. I don't want to hear it's how I played the game, damn it. We lost. They gave the trophy to the kids over there. And you're giving me a speech, it's how I played the game? Holy smokes. Yeah, let me take that one away. Anyhow, it's not whether we win or lose. It's protecting your right. We know there's 30,000 votes out there. He got a do-over. Because there was a discrepancy in the vote. State court do-over. The state court said do it over. It happened in May. It took till September. Fight on, Stacey. Fight on. Black power. I'm sorry. Things just happen and I do stuff and I shouldn't do it and I don't know what to do to control it. Maybe it was the bagel and cream cheese this morning. Oh, this is hard. This is hard for me. This is hard. I have millions of dollars. I've already made commercials for the do-over. I have bought millions of dollars of advertising all over the internet. I have a 800 number asking you to tell your story of how your vote, you were violated. You were not given the opportunity to exercise your right to vote in America, where everybody has the right to sit on their ass, play a video game, and have somebody come to their front door and say, would you like to vote? I'm sorry. There's all kinds of testimonials, right, Josh? Josh was upset. He was highly upset that I made him go to Stacey Abrams' Facebook page and scroll through all of the testimonials to get to that video. He was like, why are you making me do this? And you got all the testimonials. If you go to Stacey Abrams' Facebook page, there's testimonials. There's some guy on there, well, I put in my precinct in my Google Maps, and it took me to a Starbucks, so I just told the barista to give me a latte, and I sit there and didn't know what to do, and I didn't vote. I heard the lines were long. I just got out of college. We had a safe zone in college. We don't have one now. And I was just told the lines were long and that there was actually people in the line voting for Brian Kemp. I feel so violated. Holy smokes. I got to take a break. So, redo of Georgia House election ordered after votes cast wrong. Wrong ballots. A judge on Wednesday ordered a redo of an election for a North Georgia State House district where dozens of voters cast ballots in the wrong race. The repeat election will give State Rep Dan Gazaway, a Republican from Homer, a second chance to retain his seat in the General Assembly after he had appeared to lose the party's May 22nd primary election by just 67 votes to Chris Irwin. The new primary election will be held December 4th, the same day voters will decide state runoffs, if necessary, after the November 6th general election for governor and other office, according to the ruling by Senior Superior Court Judge David Sweat. Gazaway discovered soon after the primary that mapping mistakes in Habersham County incorrectly put some voters in a district represented by State Representative Terry Rogers, while other voters in Rogers' district voted in the race between Gazaway and Irwin. Okay, so it's very important that voters' votes are counted correctly, Gazaway said Wednesday. We should all hold this as a very important part of our country. This is why we are. This is who we are as a democracy. So there will be one do-over election on December 4th. So Stacey Abrams' legal counsel is pushing for to get quit getting stuck on their legal direction of only being a runoff. Okay? And remember, let me tell you why. This is the takeaway from me, and we'll move on to something bigger and better than Michael Strahan's sister. I consider Brian Kemp the governor-elect of Georgia, okay? But remember this, okay? There's a runoff, and you heard yourself a do-over. Now, Josh, I just want to ask, because I want to get this correct. I want the viewers to have the correct information. Did you hear Stacey Abrams out of her own mouth discuss a do-over?
I did.
Okay. Let me tell you why that's important, folks. Because many of you think she wants to find enough votes to push Brian Kemp to 49.999999%, which by the state of Georgia's Constitution says you have to have a runoff by what? The top 2 vote getters. Abrams doesn't want a runoff by the top 2 vote getters. Because who wins a runoff? Do you think you can get these potheads out for 2 elections? Do you think you can get these snowflakes that are on, all kinds of medication because their nerves are shot because he had to stand in line with people that may vote for Kemp? Their nerves were shot. You think you're going to get them to do it twice? No. But let me tell you, the Republicans, oh man, we got a chance to go pull that lever again. Give it to us, baby. That's right. She doesn't want to run off. Because Republicans, we get pumped. You mean this election, baby? We're there. We're there. I mean, we have game night parties, everything. I mean, I'm serious. I mean, the week before, there's cookouts, there's tailgating. Republicans hear this election, we're there, baby. To get Democrats to do that again? I don't think so. She doesn't want to run off. Listen to me. Listen to me. You heard it yourself. No matter what the media says, no matter what you read anywhere, a runoff means a head-to-head against Brian Kemp. Did you pick through there the possibility of a redo? What is a redo? That puts Ted Metz back on the ballot. Yes, Ted Metz. And she needs to dilute the vote. She needs all the help she can get. She wants Ted Metz back on there with her and Kemp. She doesn't want to go head-to-head. Anyhow, there you go. There you go. There you have it. Stacey Abrams is not done. They're not quitting. They have the money. They have the money. And they're making commercials. They're ready to go. But they are fighting court. They're looking for a judge now. So let's end where we started with this. By the way, the judge that gave her first reprieve, is that what it's called? I don't know. Certifying the vote would be a Barack Obama judge, appointed judge. Stacey Abrams, Michael Strahan's other little sister, Stacey Abrams' sister, she is a judge down in the Albany Federal District there in Albany, Georgia. She is a judge. They're floating around all over, and they're looking for him right now. That's right. We'll see. They're not done. They're not finished. They want a do-over. So we're going to come back right after this. Who is your congressman going to vote for House of Representatives? Let's just talk about that a little bit when we come back. And I think they're putting up the Christmas tree in Congress today. And they got hanging little ornaments. They're going away presents. They drew names. Oh, the little establishment Republicans. What are they up to now? Take us to break, Josh.